Zohrab Mnացականյani is the foreign minister of Armenia. He's joining us on Skype from Yerevan, the capital of Armenia. We appreciate you giving us your time, sir. We heard our correspondent there, Sinem, telling us that an Azeri official is saying that it was clear the rockets that were fired at Ganja came from inside Armenia and that Nagorno-Karabakh's military officials have denied attacking the city. Is Armenia breaking the ceasefire?
That is the total lie that is coming out in batches from Baku. Armenia has not been doing that, and that has been rejected by the Minister of Defense. We have achieved an important statement yesterday night to establish ceasefire for the humanitarian purposes and to start working on that. Only a few hours later, in the early hours of the morning on Saturday, Azerbaijan has been continuing with its military operations in every direction, mostly in the south, but most appallingly, they have been continuously targeting and hitting the civilian settlements, the towns and villages, the civilian infrastructure of Nagorno-Karabakh in a methodic way. This has been going on for the entire morning all the way to the afternoon. After 12 p.m., 12 noon, when we were supposed to have the ceasefire established, these operations have been continuing on the Azerbaijani side. This is a premeditated attack on what we have been trying to achieve.
Let me interrupt you because let me interrupt you just very quickly because I want to clarify one thing with you, sir. If Armenia is not responsible for the attacks on Ganja, which another one, of course, which happened on October the 4th, but if it is not responsible for this latest attack, who do you think did it?
The Nagorno-Karabakh Defense Forces, they are absolutely resolute to continue their defense. You have to understand, they are defending this meticulous attack on the civilians, on the people of Nagorno-Karabakh.
Now, if I can understand you, and let me interrupt you because I really want to be clear on this, sir, and I apologize for interrupting you, but let me be clear on this. You are saying that these are not Armenian forces that are firing these missiles. These are forces from Nagorno-Karabakh, the defense forces there, who are defending Nagorno-Karabakh whilst the ceasefire is in place. Is that correct?
The ceasefire has been violated by Azerbaijani forces before 12 and specifically after 12 noon. They have been continuing their military operations and they have, most appallingly, they have been hitting the cities and towns. You must send your people to Stepanakert and to other towns and cities to register the way in which those towns and cities are razed to the ground, in which people have been spending 2 weeks in the shelters, in which there is a refugee flow, in which they are again doing what they have been doing in the 1990s. Ethnic cleansing, raising these people from the earth. That will not happen. Defense forces of Karabakh will continue to resolutely defend, and Armenia has been and remains a guarantor of their security.
Armenia has been determined to bring in international support. It's been looking for foreign support from foreign countries. Would that be easier to get if Armenia decided to stop any breach of the ceasefire and laid down its weapons to allow the humanitarian ceasefire to go ahead and the exchange of prisoners and the exchange of bodies to go ahead?
Don't shift the blame on Armenia or Nagorno-Karabakh. Nagorno-Karabakh is faithful. We have negotiated this statement in good faith. The Nagorno-Karabakh government, the president, have absolutely unequivocally supported the ceasefire. This is a very important function for the very minimum to do the humanitarian function of this. There are many serious humanitarian issues that have to be resolved immediately. The return of the bodies, the return of the prisoners of war, that has to be done. The ICRC is involved. So the Armenian sides, Nagorno-Karabakh and Armenia, are absolutely interested in that. And we have been in good faith with the ceasefire. What we have been going through is the
To allow the process
Yes,
of humanitarian work to go ahead, our correspondent Bernard Smith was telling us that no date had yet been set for that to begin because it was dependent on there being a ceasefire. Is there a way that Armenia can bring pressure on whoever it is that is firing rockets into Azerbaijan to stop doing that so that that humanitarian action can take place?
I am coming back to the same question. Armenia is faithful to its commitment. Nagorno-Karabakh is faithful to its commitment. I am just repeating myself again in very unequivocal way. Since morning yesterday, all the way to the very, very late hours of the night, Azerbaijan has been shelling, targeting the Stepanakert and other towns of villages. They have inflicted enormous damage to the civilians, to the civilian infrastructure. All the day when the ceasefire was in place, they don't apparently understand what ceasefire is about. Ceasefire does not mandate them to hit and kill civilians and to hit the civilian settlements. That's what was happening after 12 p.m. Let's be very clear about it.
Zöhrab Mnatsakanyan is Foreign Minister of...
This once again brings in a very important question, verification mechanisms. We want the ceasefire, we want verification mechanisms on the ground who will demonstrate the perpetrator, will demonstrate the party which is not faithful to this ceasefire. We have been saying this for a long time, and I repeat this again.
Zöhrab Mnatsakanyan is the Foreign Minister of Armenia. We appreciate you joining us on Al Jazeera, so thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.